Stacking cards to pull off the impossible is what we're talking about today. A card stack in regards to magicians, card mechanics, or performers is an intentional ordering of a deck of playing cards. This can be done to cheat at card games, display incredible memorization skills, or just pull off impossible feats with a seemingly ordinary deck of playing cards. One of the first stacks to be well known throughout the Magic community was the ARONSON stack created by the man himself, Simon Aronson. The stack itself was originally created for his personal use to perform many great tricks with a memorized deck. But due to the fact that other magicians constantly asked him about it, he decided to release the inner workings of the stack to help out other magicians, and that's how it grew in popularity worldwide. And that is a little bit of background on the ARONSON stack. So let's talk about the stack itself. It's a sequence of cards that's memorized by a performer. That means every single number 1 through 52 has a card associated with it. The great thing about this is that you immediately know which card is in which position. The downside to this is that you have to spend time memorizing an entire deck of playing cards. And now if you don't want to spend the time to memorize a full deck of playing cards, another option that you have is the size step-in stack, where the stack is more cyclic, so you can derive every card from the previous card or the next card. And I did make a video on it, put the link on the screen in the description, you can go ahead and check it out. But this video is about the ARONSON stack, so why would you memorize a full deck of playing cards when you can use a cyclic type stack? Well, let me tell you, I got some pretty good reasons. One is that you know where every card is in the deck at all times. 2, the stack is completely undetectable by any spectator. And 3, you can pull off some incredible feats with a seemingly shuffled deck of playing cards. Now, I'm not going to sit here and set up the stack in front of you because that's going to get very boring and you'll probably leave the video. So I'm just going to give you a quick shot of the deck order and leave a link in the description, which leads to a PDF written by Simon Aronson himself talking about this card stack. And as I mentioned, this is a memorized stack, so you will need to take out time to actually learn it. But Simon Aronson does a great job talking about how to learn in his book. So I highly recommend you guys to go ahead and check out the link because it's free, so why not? So boom, there you have it. That is the ARONSON stack. But there's one more question that you may want answered. ARONSON stack or Mnemonica stack? Well, first, let's take a step back because if you don't know what the Mnemonica stack is, I highly encourage you to learn about it as it's one of the most popular card stacks. So I did make a video on it. I'll put a link on the screen. Definitely make sure to go ahead and check it out. But let's talk about them in terms of differences versus what's better and what's not better. Well, one, the ARONSON stack was more widely popular until a few years later when the Mnemonica stack by Juan Tamariz really overtook it in terms of popularity. And since the Mnemonica stack is more popular, there are more stack-dependent tricks written about that than there are about the ARONSON stack. But the one thing to keep in mind is that a lot of tricks are stack independent, so it really doesn't matter which stack you end up using. And lastly, the Mnemonica stack can be set up from new deck order right in front of the spectator, which I think is actually insane if you think about it. The stack literally can be set up in front of a spectator. I mean, come on. So which one is better? I think I'm gonna leave that up to you to decide, because maybe if you want to fool magicians, go with the ARONSON stack because it's not as widely used. Or if you want to fool layman, go with the Mnemonica stack because they're more stack dependent tricks based on that. Which one would I choose? Well, Mnemonica. I would choose Mnemonica because it's the first one I learned. So